All right, so welcome once again to this new video. It's a trade recap. This one is the one I took today on the New York session right after the market open. Now, one of my processes that I do before I take the trade is to identify where is the draw on liquidity. Now, when I open the chart, like right before I open the chart, I check the calendar. Today is a CPI day, and right after the 8:30, which was the CPI news release, price like took off. Like it really displays so hard to the upside. But prior to that, on the Asia session, price broke this high above, and there, as you can see, there's a break of market structure. There's a breakout above this high, and right after the breakout above this high right here, price have consolidated, and right after the news, price just displaced higher once again, and then from there, price has consolidated, or you could say pulled back, you know, lower up to this area right here. It actually grabbed liquidity over here, right? So, how did I place my trade, or what trade did I took? I took a buy because price on the Asia broke this high, consolidated, and then pushed higher. So, one of the principles of the market is that when price expands, the next thing it will do is just two things. It's either gonna reverse, creating a V shape reversal, or consolidation. We have a clear consolidation around here. And then once price opened during the 8:30, which is the CPI release, price moved to the upside in favor of the US dollar. Well, as you can see, price took off, right? And then right after the news release, price once again pulled back and created a bit of consolidation around here, and then pushed lower, used this low and this low to grab some liquidity and pushed higher. So my draw on liquidity was around here, this level right here. So that was my draw on liquidity. Now I'm gonna put on my lipstick to the charts so you could see how did I do. So now the first thing I do is that I check the higher time frame institutional order flow. So that was bearish, right? And then the next is I look for the draw on liquidity. We have identified it through expansion, consolidation, and expansion. So the next thing, it will consolidate. It did consolidate here, so that so the draw on liquidity is above here. Now next is my point of interest. I was waiting for price to grab some liquidity here and look for an SMT, and then a change in the state of delivery. I was waiting for a change in state of delivery around this area, but didn't happen. But it happened around here when when it grabbed some liquidity below this 30-minute cycle around here. Plus, it tapped and used this for our inversion fair value gap. And I was waiting for the right time also. So the right time to trade for me is around 9:30 onwards. So I was waiting for a displacement higher, creating a change in the state of delivery. And when that change in the state of delivery happened, I am going to look for a PD array as my entry, and then place my stop loss on 1 to 2 PD array away from the entry, just like around here, and then place my TP accordingly. So since I'm still taking a challenge, I have a fixed R in my system. So what I did is that I placed my a TP into 3 to 1 or 1 is to 3. So if I lose 1, if I lose, I lose 1, and if I win, I win 3. So that's like 1 is to 3 R. So so now going into the trade. Once price tapped this, I was waiting for an SMT. So there was an SMT with ES and YM around here. Yeah. So that means price is a bit higher compared to this low. So that was an SMT. There was a divergence in comparison with these two pairs, or since this is an NQ other instrument. So these two are correlated with NQ. Now, I was waiting for a displacement higher and closing above this. So I was waiting for price to push higher hard above this high right here, which is a bullish breaker. If you mark that out, you will see a obvious breaker block. All right, so yep, that's my change in the state of delivery, because all of these down close candles are my order block, and this high right here is the one I was waiting for to be broken. So I was waiting for a breakout. Now, after the breakout, price created multiple fair value gap or inefficiencies, but right here and right here, this is what you called a BPR, or balanced price range. You know that when price, this inefficiency right here got broken and price closed above this inversion fair value gap, and then leave another fair value gap, you can expect that price is not gonna come back to it. So this is what you call a breakaway gap. Then right after creating this breakaway gap, price closed above this and made this inefficiency into an inversion fair value gap. And then right after that, right after two candles, price created a fair value gap. Now, when price closed above this high right here, price then pulled back to this fair value gap. So when I saw that, I then placed my limit order here to buy it, and then place my stop loss here at the breakaway gap, at the high of the breakaway gap, because I trust that this gap will not be utilized per se to use this. I believe this inefficiency will not be used to as a liquidity to fuel the run towards the upside. But instead, what happened after it tapped this, so of course I was in the trade, but after it tapped this, price then went lower and grabbed some liquidity and used this inversion fair value gap as a fuel to run price higher. And it did. Right after price tapped this inversion fair value gap, price pushed higher. And once again, after it closed above here, price then also tapped this fair value gap and used it to grab some more long position. So the algorithm used it to push price higher. And right after that, I place another, what do you call this, another TP around here. This is my TP1 and this is my TP2, because in my in my rules, I make sure that I take some partials to protect myself, not just to protect myself, but to also make money while in the trade. And as price reached this, I didn't place my stop loss to break even, but right after price hit this level right here, which is my TP1, it also hit my TP2, closing the trade with this candlestick. So I was out and I was happy to end the stream. I I streamed it, and you can watch the process on that live video. You should just go to my live video and just look for my live trade over there. Now, so that was it. That was my trade recap, and that's how I entered this trade. So I hope you learned something from it, and I will see you in the next video.